My family and I sailed on the MSC Meraviglia for 7 nights and 8 days. We ate in the main dining room 5 out of those 7 nights, and all the food that you see in this video is complimentary, so that means it's included in the price of your cruise. We opted for a late dining time at 9:30 p.m. and our dining location was in the Waves restaurant on deck 5 throughout our stay. On day 1 for our hors d'oeuvres, we ordered the tomato bisque soup. You can really taste the tomato and not so much of the cream, as the tomato flavor did stand out. The French onion soup had a good helping of cheese on top. We also ordered salmon poke bowl with seaweed for my youngest daughter, and the shrimp cocktail that included 4 pieces of shrimp and the cocktail sauce with a bed of lettuce and lemon wedge. For our entrees, we ordered the New York strip steak with mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables. The steak was tender and juicy, but it was served a bit cold. We also ordered salmon with mixed vegetables and seasoned rice. My son said his salmon was a little dry, while my daughter said it was delicious. We also ordered the lasagna bolognese. The pasta noodle was a bit thin, but we actually preferred the thinner noodle. The lasagna did have a nutmeg taste to it, very different but not a bad taste overall. For our desserts, we ordered the caramel carmalatta, which is basically a pudding with a light caramel topping. My kids said it tasted too sweet, but to me it had a milder flavor and it wasn't too sweet. We also had the coconut pistachio cake with raspberry drippings. That was a very delicious dessert and highly recommend ordering it. Then we had the grandma's chocolate cake that was very rich and full of chocolate, and if it's not too late, don't forget to order the MSC's very good cup of coffee to go with it. On day 2 of our MSC Meraviglia cruise was our gala night. For our hors d'oeuvres, we ordered the lobster bisque soup, which reminded me more of a Manhattan clam chowder soup. We also had the salmon cake with avruga caviar, which is actually a caviar substitute. The kids were happy to try that out and they liked it. And then we ordered the French onion soup that served a very thick layer of cheese on top, and that was quite delicious. For our entree, we ordered the filet mignon, which was a good portion of meat. There was a gravy on top I did not enjoy. Then my daughter ordered the chicken cappellini with penne pasta. I ordered that as well as a second entree, and that was free, so no charge for a second entree. And then I was very satisfied to have ordered the second entree, as that particular dish was more flavorful. So whether you like or dislike your food, you can always order a second. It could be a second hors d'oeuvre, an entree, or even a dessert just to try out another dish. To continue on with the entrees, my other daughter ordered the wild mushroom pappardelle, which is made out of fresh pasta with a wild mushroom and truffle flavored cream sauce. That dish was savory and she enjoyed that as well. And since it was gala night, each person can order 1 free lobster, and surprisingly none of us did, though our server decided to bring out 2 lobster tails for us to share. And then a bit late here, but to access the menu, just scan the QR code on your table, but if you prefer, you can ask for a paper menu. For desserts, we had the New York cheesecake with a side of strawberries and strawberry syrup. We enjoyed that dessert and recommend to try that out. We also had the royal cake, which has a dark chocolate mousse and a crunchy praline. That was delicious and not overly sweet. We also had sugar-free pineapple mixed salad with mint and coconut, which was very mild tasting and a healthier option for dessert. On day 3 and day 4 of our cruise, we ate at the buffet. That will be a separate video. And on day 5, we actually had 2 dinners, one at the buffet and the second in the main dining room. So we were full and we didn't need to eat too much. For our hors d'oeuvres, we had the escargot that is usually served in a metal baking dish with 6 pieces of escargot covered with lots of butter, cheese, garlic, and parsley. My kids said it tasted differently from our previous cruises because it had less garlic, but the kids enjoyed it overall. Then I had the beetroot salad served with whipped butter, garlic, and a side of arugula. Since I love beets, I found that hors d'oeuvre to be delicious, and I could have easily eaten a plateful. For our entrees, my daughter ordered the vegetable teriyaki with noodles. It had lots of bell pepper, though she ate most of the noodles. My son ordered the chicken alfredo. Can't go wrong with that dish, though he said I do make a better tasting alfredo sauce at home, more likely because I add lots of cream, butter, and garlic. Then my husband ordered his daily dose of the New York strip steak, which he enjoyed throughout our cruise. For our desserts, we ordered the Dulce de leche cake, which was very soft. The depth of the brown condensed cream could have been more pronounced, but the presentation was beautiful. The grandma's chocolate cake came with a chocolate stick and a strip of caramel sauce that my kids enjoyed. And as for the chocolate ice cream, we noticed there are 2 different varieties on the ship, one creamier and less sweet like this one, and the other one less creamier and more sweet, which we have eaten on the pool deck. On day 6 for our hors d'oeuvres, my husband ordered the marinated octopus and pickled vegetables. There was bits of octopus and yam in the dish that my husband enjoyed. Then we had the Caesar salad that was perfectly seasoned and not overly drenched with salad dressing. Highly recommend ordering multiple helpings if you like a larger portion. We also had the baked or possibly stuffed mushrooms, which looked like escargot but it tasted like cream of mushroom soup that was very rich in flavor. Recommend that as well. As another hors d'oeuvre, our waiter also gave us vegetable spring rolls that we ate very quickly. I also found this in the buffet the day before. For our main entree, we ordered the wild barramundi fillet with potatoes and vegetable strips. This fried fish was seasoned well. It was also very soft and flaky, better than any other fish we ate. Highly recommend that dish. Then my youngest ordered a chicken dish that she ate so quickly that I couldn't tell what it was. We also ordered salmon and the New York strip steak, which are both family favorites. And as a treat, our waiter gave us pork combo, which is very similar to pork adobo. This one has a lot of fat. It was very delicious, not so healthy, but it's okay since we're on vacation. Since we were so full from our dinner, we only ordered the coconut cake for our dessert. It had bits of coconut, raspberry dripping, whipped cream, and a chocolate smear, which we found to be a perfectly delicious dessert, and I highly recommend ordering more than one. And don't forget to order a cup of MSC's coffee. It's so good, especially with the dessert. Our last dinner experience on day 7 was Italian night. The dining room was beautifully decorated with green, white, and red. The servers were also an Italian color theme. If I knew in advance, I would have asked my family members to bring in matching clothes to match the theme as well. So for our hors d'oeuvres, we ordered the fried calamari, which had a decent crispy texture and a good marinara sauce. We also ordered our known cream of onion soup and a refreshing Caesar side salad. Our last main entrees included our usual New York strip steak with a heavy helping of gravy. We also ordered salmon with seasoned rice and vegetables. And then we had a good portion of chicken parmigiana and spaghetti. My youngest enjoyed that. My oldest daughter ordered penne amatriciana. She said she could taste the tomato basil sauce and it was very good. Our waiter was on his way to bring her freshly grated pepperoni cheese to top off the pasta. Finally, for our last entree from the menu, Serena ordered a chef's suggestion of the day, which was, excuse the pronunciation, Milanese style ossobuco with carmalatta. It's a very traditional Italian dish made with veal shank or ossobuco, which is coated with flour, eggs, and seasoned breadcrumbs. She enjoyed the meal, but not so much the sauce. And the one thing I tasted from her meal was the risotto, which tasted very rich and kind of in between the textures of grits and mashed potatoes. Overall, I highly recommend trying a chef's choice. As a bonus entree, our waiter brought us a pork affrittata. Usually Filipinos make this with chicken, but this is made out of pork and is a very hearty meal with bits of tomato sauce, bell pepper, onion, and carrots. It does have a slight sweetness to it from the sweet vegetables. Overall, it was very, very delicious. For our last MSC dinner desserts, we ordered the tiramisu with a good amount of cocoa powder topping. It was quite good that it didn't take us too long to finish it. Then for my last dessert, I tried something new, which was the wild berry cobbler. This was the only food I gave a 0 rating because it had a bad aftertaste, almost like a stale food in a can. However, it may have been a fluke, and I wouldn't mind giving this dessert another try when we sail on MSC again. Overall, my family and I enjoyed our complimentary dinners in the main dining room. The food was good, the service was excellent, and if you don't have much time to eat because of an upcoming show, let your servers know. They will certainly help you out. And if you're interested in watching the full videos of our cruise, I will link the videos below. Lastly, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new.